Kanye West used a Superbowl advert to direct people to his website, his Yeezy website. And then on the Yeezy website, there was one product that was available. It was a white T-shirt with a large black swastika on it. Now, this website has now been taken offline, and Laura's clarified it was the Shopify platform. That makes so much sense, because I was like, who would take that down? But that makes sense. Last night I was at dinner, and I was listening to a Jewish colleague in the lobby, and sorry, he's not in the lobby, but anyway, I was chatting to him at dinner, and he was saying he was really disappointed in the lack of coverage about this swastika T-shirt. And he said everyone was talking about Elon Musk, and that was not a Nazi salute, and no one said anything about this T-shirt. And he said, this is how it happens, right? This sort of authoritarianism creeps up, and before you know it, it's taken over. And I justified this by explaining we actually did talk about it at the desk, and it was a decision that we made not to publish it. It was a decision made because if you blurred out the swastika, then you direct people to the Yeezy website to potentially purchase it. If you don't blur it out and you just put it up there in cold, hard black and white, well, you've got a swastika on your page. And I didn't like either of those options. I was wondering what you guys thought about that.
Well, for me, I think Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute behind the presidential pulpit, and yesterday, for example, being stood in the Oval Office next to the Resolute desk with Trump sat behind it, talking about the swinging cuts he's making to the federal government. He has power. He has a lot of power, and he's possibly the most powerful man in the world. And when he does it, I think there are very direct and obvious consequences. Like, if you have that ideology and you can influence how the US government functions, that's dangerous. Kanye West doing it is also dangerous, but at the end of the day, he is an increasingly marginalized rapper who has a long history of doing insanely provocative things whenever he's about to release music or clothing or otherwise. And I don't think there's as much editorial justification. I'm happy to be proven wrong and argued with on this, but I don't think there's as much editorial justification for covering Kanye doing that as there is for Elon Musk doing it. That's my view.
There's also the angle of what can you illuminate beyond this thing you've already seen on social media has happened. And also, it's not the first time that Kanye West has come out in support of the Nazis. Like, if this was a clear break in anything that he'd said previously, then yeah, I think there is more justification to cover it. But it's the most egregious example of him supporting Hitler and supporting the Nazis.
I think that there's certainly a conversation about why on earth that Super Bowl commercial was allowed to run. Particularly in light of, I mean, it's not like he'd been tweeting all weekend some extraordinarily reprehensible things. And the last piece of merchandise that he was selling was a Puff Daddy T-shirt. So, you can kind of draw from that maybe this isn't the most upstanding person who should be allowed to advertise.
But presumably he paid.
But I think the long and the short of it was that the formats with which we publish, it makes much more sense for us to talk about it on a podcast. But the formats in which we publish, it's extremely difficult to publish that story without putting a swastika on your page. And I would say that is that's just not something that I would want anywhere near our platforms.
Does it change how you feel about My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy?
Yeah. I think if your boyfriend is still saying he made Graduation, then time's up.
Can't separate the art from the artist?
This is the hardest one, but I'm not sure you can now.
Really? Wow.
I say in public.
I don't.
gotta wash my hands of Kanye. Right, back to the office.
I think did we talk about this on the podcast, or did we talk about it in the office where we were saying I thought that Azalea Banks made a really good point, which
we
was
did talk about it on the pod.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah.
What was the point?
She's got a great boiled cat recipe.
Yeah, she does. She's boiled a cat once. But anyway, look, what we actually spoke about was she pointed out to him that like the Hitler joke is so tired. You've done this so many times. If you are going to be anti-Semitic, be creative with it. Like, no, because but it's true because it's actually just it's such childish. Like, it's just like really like
Route one
humor. Like it's like, oh, the Nazis. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a schoolboy drawing a
It's like
swastika
4chan.
in his mate's diary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean, anything you want to say on that, mate?
No, I think you did a great job yourself, man.
Thanks, Sean.
Just Ollie.